Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Jah Rastafari. I, Emmanuel, again, bringing you a Mauritian dish today called Rougaille. Rougaille is basically a tomatoey, curry-ish type food served with rice. Traditionally made with seafood and also saltfish. I used to watch my dad make it with saltfish when I was young. I couldn't take saltfish myself, it was just too salty for my taste. But the Rougaille itself is, I found, very tasty. So I'd take the sauce, but not the fish, as it were. Anyway, being a vegan, obviously I'm not cooking with anything dead. So I'm going to be making vegetarian sausage Rougaille. Mauritians make sausage Rougaille, but with, those kind of, I don't know what you describe them as, the sausages you find in delicatessens hanging on hooks and stuff, usually containing dead meat and blood and what have you. So they usually use that for the Rougaille, but I'm going to be using vegetarian, vegan sausages. So let me take you over to the ingredients, as usual, and then we'll go through everything as normal. So olive oil, got onions, 4 big vine tomatoes, garlic, I've got celery for the salad, spices, chili powder, cumin, ground cumin, paprika, ground coriander, black pepper, mixed herbs, vegetable stock cube, turmeric, and just to garnish I've got some chopped spring onions there. Got a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in this pot, and I've put a couple of tablespoons of vegetable oil in this dish, which is for the celery salad, which is right here, which I'm going to wash, cut, add some black pepper and some garlic. In this pot I'm going to fry some onions and garlic and the vegetable sausages as well, and then I will add the tomatoes and all the other spices. Quantities, I've used 4 medium-sized onions, and I've got about 7 vegan sausages in there, and about 4 cloves of garlic and a couple of cloves of garlic in the salad bowl. I'll be using about 3 stalks of celery for the salad. There's 4, I'd say, quite large vine tomatoes there, which I'll be using. I've added garlic and black pepper to the celery salad, which is now ready. The onions, garlic and vegan sausages are cooking away. The sausages are soft enough now, so I've cut them up into thirds. There are 7 sausages in there, so I've cut those up into thirds. I'm just cooking the onions a little further before adding the tomatoes and the rest of the ingredients. Very simple meal to make, very tasty as always. Cost, I would put at a couple of pounds for the sausages, a couple of pounds for the tomatoes, celery, all the spices, probably about £6. This will serve 3 people. I'm serving it with white rice in here. I'm going to be adding some vegetable stock cube and some liquid seasoning as well. Just 1 cube, I've got 2 cubes up, I'm only going to use 1 cube and a bit of liquid seasoning. Some black pepper, about a heaped teaspoon of turmeric, and a bit less of the other ingredients, but I will show you those as I add them. As I say, this is a Mauritian meal, also from the island of Réunion, and presumably Rodrigue, which is where my dad actually hails from before he moved to Mauritius as a boy. Very tasty, very nutritious, very good for you, and vegan, of course. Rastafarian. I've added the tomatoes to the mix, and also a cup or a mug of clean water. When I say clean water, as always, previously boiled water that's been cooled. So I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients now to the mix. My rice is on, so there's a vegan stock cube there, and it's a good shake's worth of liquid seasoning. And a teaspoon of thyme. Just a sprinkling of black pepper. If you want a measurement, probably about a quarter of a teaspoon of black pepper. Teaspoon of ground coriander. Teaspoon of paprika. Very heaped teaspoon of turmeric. And very heaped teaspoonful of ground cumin. Finally, you can use, or you're supposed to use, fresh chilies or dried bird's nest chilies, they're called, for this dish. I do have some bird's nest chilies, but I'm not going to use those. I don't have any fresh chilies, so I'm just going to use a good heaped teaspoon of chili powder. So I'm going to mix that up, bring it to the boil, and then let it simmer whilst the rice cooks. Obviously, if it dries up and you need to add more water to sustain the sauce, then obviously do. This already looks like it could use a bit more water. I will add probably a quarter of a mug just to keep it going for now. I've added just one more teaspoonful of cumin to the mix. I don't know whether you can see that most of the tomatoes have disintegrated into the sauce, which is as it should be. However, a lot of the sausages have disintegrated into the sauce as well, which if you were using dead animal sausages they probably wouldn't, but being that they're vegan sausages, they're not bound in the same way. Anyway, that doesn't affect it, it's still looking good. I'm just going to add just a quarter of a mug of water, and it'll be ready in a few minutes. Then I'll show you it served up on the rice. Rastafarian. I added a further half a mug of water to the Rougaille. As you can see, it's taken shape now, but it's just boiling up now, so I'm going to reduce it to a simmer whilst the rice is cooking, just for the tomatoes to enrich the sauce. Okay, so the rougaille is ready, so I'm now going to serve it with the rice, and I will show you it's served. Good economical vegan food. Keeps you warm in winter, keeps you satisfied in summer. So here is the sausage rougaille served up. Vegan sausage, of course. Celery salad on a bed of white rice. 3 good servings there, and there's still 1 serving left in the pot. So, as I say, about £6 to feed 3-4 people. Good value for money. Vegan food, the way to go. Small steps to mighty achievements. Rastafari Selassie.